Greetings. It is I, Typing Piper, aka the Collapse Experiment, aka the Ramen Ronin. Yeah, that's a new one I have going. It is Sunday. It is, I believe the last time I checked, it's 8 degrees outside. And it is noon. So, just got done feeding the chickens. Thought I would go for a bit of a walk. I'm going to have to switch hands on this phone every minute or so because it is cold out here. So, last week, I'm going to say it was last week because that's when I had most of the symptoms. I'm 99.9% sure, because I never got tested, that I caught the Coof and had all the Omicron symptoms, headache in the forehead, exhaustion, body aches, later turned into a cough. I still have the cough. I think what I have going on now is like a walking pneumonia. I wake up, sinuses and chest are just a mess. Today's been the worst of it. My chest hurts just from coughing all the time. Fatigue's not that bad. That's subsided. But overall, not feeling all that great. So, thought I'd get out, go for a bit of a walk instead of staying inside. See how things are going out here. And overall, it's pretty peaceful today. Looks like the deer have been active. A bunch of snow is clear to the side where they've been eating. Head back to the cabin and take a look around. So things with work are still questionable. The week started out better. Worked my normal evening shift. Then found out that they hired a bunch of new people for that shift. I was switched over to days so I could start driving. Doing my testing for that. Lo and behold, drove one day. Then Friday, called to see if they needed me. They said no. So my wife called the daycare, let them know that the kids wouldn't be there. About 5 minutes later, hey, we have a bunch of stuff that got flown to the wrong place. We need you to drive over there, get our stuff, bring it back down here, and then drive it out to all the drivers on the road so that they can deliver it. That was how Friday went. Then, nobody bothered to tell me that I wasn't supposed to be working Saturday, which the last I had heard, plan on working every Saturday for a while until we get more people signed up to be drivers, because that'll help get you more hours, more experience, and nobody else likes doing it. So what happens yesterday, I show up and I'm the first one there. Go figure. I'm unlocking the building. One of my coworkers pulls up and says, "Dude, you're not even supposed to be here today. I'm working with so-and-so." When the fuck was somebody going to tell me? So, needless to say, this job currently isn't exactly paying my bills. I don't know if they do that on purpose or not. Seems like everybody that becomes a driver for this place goes through financial hardship at first, and I don't really know what the purpose of that is, other than them saying that, like, well, you gotta earn it. You gotta go through the ordeal, and I don't know. It's getting to the point where if I was to just go into work and quit, my wife would be like, "I'm surprised you lasted this long." Yeah, I know that because she's actually told me that. Like, why are you still there? Why haven't you found something else? All they do is they play games with you, and it's one of the only jobs I can think of without a college degree where 4 years in, you might be making $40 an hour. But at what point is it worth it? Like, a lot of the people I work with, yeah, they make good money. And for some reason, they're broke. And I have seen that at almost every job I've ever been at, where it's like the highest paid people are the ones that don't have a penny to their name in the bank. And 20 years later, I saw this when I was at the hospital, never understood it then. Saw it every other place I ever worked at. 20 years later, I'm still seeing this stuff. I don't get it. I don't understand it. There's several people I work with who currently, brand new car, yada, 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 had a house built, mortgage, the list goes on and on. And it's like, as soon as they hear, oh, I got that raise. And I've known people who have done that too. Yeah, I got a raise. I can afford this now. No, you can't. I had one friend that he got a raise from work and he immediately went out and bought a Jeep. I was like, dude, what are you doing? You owe $70,000 in student loans. Yeah, but I'm not going to pay that back. Yeah, because, everyone else should. So getting back to my original subject, yeah. So, caught COVID, and was it an emergency? Absolutely not. It felt like I just had some type of sinus infection, which I already had a sinus infection earlier this year. I just didn't have the other symptoms to go along with it. So, only at one point did I actually break a fever above 100. Still not bad. Couple nights of night sweats. One really bad night of night sweats. The others, it was more of just bundling up and continuing on with that, because I've heard a lot of people say that they had like 1 or 2 nights where they just sweated out, took a shower the next morning, and they were fine. And for the most part, that's kind of what I had going on. As for this pneumonia chest cold thing I have happening, well, yeah, that'll get taken care of too. Checking on the chaga. Ooh. Nice big chunk right there. Right here. Which, I might let that grow a little bit bigger. Oh. And look, there's a big branch hanging up above my head that should have seen before I stood under it. Even out here, I'm kind of surprised as to how quiet it is. Like, I don't hear any cars whatsoever. Usually I would hear snowmobiles revving. Truck's driving somewhere. Birds are quiet. No wind. Sun just started to come out like 20 minutes ago. It's trying to peek through. Yeah, I think the only uncomfortable thing about right now is not getting a full night of sleep, because at some point you have to get up and cough a bunch of stuff out. And then the other thing is the chest pain. That part sucks. I don't know what it's like to have a cracked rib, but it hurts to breathe. That's what I'm dealing with. But it's not the lungs. It's definitely more of a physical, like your chest contracting and the muscles are just worn out from coughing. So, goals. Well, can't say I'm going to get too much done today when it comes to writing, because the wife and kids are at home. Making this video is probably going to be the most productive thing I do all day. And I have to finish reading I Lost My Love in Baghdad by Michael Hastings. Then I have to read The Operators, which I think might just end up being like a 2-day endeavor, because the local library has it available as an audiobook, and thankfully that means I can get stuff done around the house while listening to it, which really doubles my productivity. I don't have to sit in a chair and just read the whole thing. So there is that. I do have to sit down and actually read Panic 2012, which was technically his last book published before he died. That one I have to say is pretty interesting, considering that the first people he interviewed for it were two black girls that worked for Obama during 2008. He kind of wanted to get their input on how they felt about him for 2012, as they're cruising down the street in I think it was a Dodge Charger in Reno, driving back to one of the girls' 5-bedroom mansions that she pays for as a stripper. While they passed the joint back and forth, and then when they got to the house, they weren't. Apparently, they weren't that interested in talking about Obama. They just kind of wanted to party, and they were debating, like, should we just do the cocaine now, or should we just save it for later? So, looking forward to see where that book goes. Just the fact that teenage girls who helped get Obama in the office later became strippers. Oh, only in America. So once I get those done, really isn't too much more to do. It's going to be a short book, considering there isn't that much written about Hastings to begin with. I found several different interviews with him about different topics, mostly referring to articles he had already written. When it comes to his personal life, there's basically like interviews with some people who knew him, police reports, and just the stuff that he wrote himself. And it's not like you can really question anything that he wrote, considering there isn't anybody to ask now. So a lot of stuff seems to check out. There isn't anything that contradicts other things that were said. But yeah, I will say that the last chapters are probably going to be the most interesting, considering it's about how he died and the questions that they left that were left afterwards. So anyways, hopefully I'll be getting that at least the first draft finished up this week. Fingers crossed. I have to make the cover for it, which I might do a separate video on that, because just found an easel, like a really nice easel type I had before my divorce. And usually these things are like $120. And the type that I found, I bought it for $3. Apparently it was a return to I think Target or something. One of the outlet stores around here had it, and I don't think they bothered to take it out of the box, realizing that it had already been used. So they just marked it really cheap. And I got it home, had to fix one thing on it, cleaned it up, and yeah, so I got an easel back. And it's been, I'm going to say, over a decade since I've actually drawn anything. But my plan is to actually do a portrait of Hastings for the cover. That way I don't have to try to find some photo that nobody has copyrights to, yada yada yada. I think that's just the best route to take. Just do my own, make the cover, write the book, get it on Amazon. I don't know, hopefully make some money on it. I don't know. It's more about just making sure that someone like that isn't forgotten. I've got a few other people I want to write about afterwards. Surprisingly, almost all of them died around the same time. Obama was a busy boy. If there's one thing he was good at, he was killing people and getting away with it. So that should give you some insight into where I think things went with what, the 2012, 2013 time span. All right. Whew. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Keep on typing.